yogis, it's Dev. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Ustrasana or Camel pose, which is classified in yoga as a back bend, but I just want to debunk some of the myths about back bend. So in a lot of classes I've been to in the past, teachers tend to encourage you to breathe deeply into the chest, which isn't a bad thing, it's a good thing, but then they teach you to lean back, and I'm not really a big fan of that. I want to talk to you a bit about the glute muscles and how important they are for back bends. So your glutes are really vital core muscles to your body. Some PTs even believe that the glutes are even more important than the abdominal muscles in the things we do. So they're responsible for helping us sit down, stand up, walk, run, etc., etc. And they're a really large muscle. They are very supportive for your lower back. So when they're activated, especially in poses like back bends, it means that your lower back is supported, so your lumbar. And if you're not sure what the lumbar is, it's the lower section of your back. So your back's split up into 4 sections. You have your cervical spine, which is in your neck. You have your thoracic spine, which runs across your back. And then you have your lumbar, which runs in the lower spine, which curves in slightly and then out. And then you have your coccyx, which is your sacrum, which goes towards your tailbone. So when you activate the glute muscles, it helps protect here and helps with that, it helps to create more strength and less slouching. So we really need to use our glutes a lot more. Things like sitting at a desk, we tend to round and slump, and that puts unnecessary tension on your lumbar spine. But also doing things like back bends, if you don't activate the glutes, you're potentially hanging and sitting into that space, and you don't want that. It can cause unnecessary pain and tension. So I'll just give you an example of this. When you come onto the knees, all back bends we do for Ustrasana, knees hip width apart, stacking joint on the joint. We tuck the toes under. Now I'll just demonstrate a really bad Ustrasana for you. So what some teachers teach, like I mentioned before, is to inhale, lift up through the chest and keep the chin tucked in so you avoid any tension in the neck. Keep breathing into the chest, lifting up, and then slowly leaning back to grab the heels. Now already I can feel tension right there, which is your lumbar spine, and you're unnecessarily going to that place. There's no need to lean back with no muscular tension at all. So we come back up, and then we'll just do it again with some glute activation. So knees hip width apart, take the hands to the back waist, roll the shoulder blades back and down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, breathe deeply into the chest, keeping the chin tucked in. Exhale, activate those glutes, press the hips forward. Breathe deeply into chest, inhale. Keep those glutes switched on. Exhale, hips press forward. So this is the beginner stage of your Ustrasana camel pose. Already, using these glute muscles, I can't feel anything in my lumbar spine. Everything is completely supported. I could go much deeper, press the hips forward more. And then use the inhale to lift the chest up and away. So here I'm quite comfortable. I could stay here for up to a minute, maybe a little bit more. And then when you're ready to come out, inhale, lengthen up, come back to kneeling. Exhale, sit the hips back to the heels. So that's your level 1 with your glute activation. Using the glutes can help you progress deeper into a pose, especially back bends, and like I said before, vital protection for the back. So that was our stage 1 of Ustrasana. I'm going to progress to stage 2 with you, and it's basically moving towards the hands to the heels, and you can take it way further, going into Laghu Vajrasana or Kapotasana, which are 2 more advanced back bends. But Ustrasana is a really good beginner level for back bending and warming up the chest and the spine. So coming back to on the knees, tucking the toes under. Again, bring the hands to the back waist. Inhale, shoulder blades squeeze together, back and down, chest, deep breath in. Exhale, glutes switch on, press the hips forward. Exhale.
Deep breath into the chest, inhale. Exhale, hips forward. Good. So get to a stage where you feel quite comfortable, you feel like you're nice and open, and then you can play and experiment with the hands. So aim to keep that chin tucked into the chest. I tend to turn to you to tell you what I'm doing, but for you at home, just keep the chin tucked in. Reaching one hand at a time down to the heels. Don't let go of those glutes. They're protecting your back and keeping you in that posture. Hips drawing forward, and then deep breath to the chest. Lift the chest up and away from the hips. Good. So holding here. Aim for at least 4 breaths in your back bend. If you need to come out at any time, please do. Back bends are meant to be a deep release, and they can be great for lower back pain if done correctly. If you have any pinching pain, sharp pain, maybe the alignment's slightly out or the muscles aren't activated enough, please come straight out. We'll go 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready to come out, bring the hands back to the hips. Keep those glutes switched on. Inhale, back to kneeling. Exhale, hips to the hips. So that's your level 2. When you're ready to move on to the final stage of Ustrasana, it's a case of bringing the tops of the feet to the mat and then slowly drawing the gaze back behind you. If you do have tension in the neck, it's not really recommended that you bring your gaze back, just because it can bring unnecessary tightness in that area. Please move mindfully to how your body feels. Okay. So full progression of the pose, I'll just quickly go there. Tuck the toes. Inhale, chest up. Glutes engage, press the hips forward, exhale. Inhale, deeper to chest, separate the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, hips forward, glutes stay on. And hanging out here for a few breaths like we did before. When you're ready, hands to the heels. Keep pressing those hips forward. Keep that butt switched on. Nice, strong core. Deep breath to chest, lift up and away. Exhale, hips forward. And then maybe tops of the feet to the mat. Keep pressing hips away. And only if the neck feels okay and you want to challenge the pose, take the nose up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting the head up before drawing the line of the nose back behind you to gaze behind you. Good, so aim for at least 4 breaths here. And when you're ready to come out of the pose, take the hands back to the back waist. Slowly bring the chin back in towards the chest. Keep those glutes switched on. Inhale, back to kneeling, coming up. And then exhale, hips to the heels. Now another myth with back bends is people like to teach a forward bend immediately after a back bend. And what is that doing to the back? It's telling it to go one way back bend and then forward fold, bend the other way. Your lumbar spine isn't actually meant to do much bending at all. So really not a good thing to do. To get that neutral axis alignment of the spine again, instead of teaching a forward fold like child pose in which you would potentially round, you want to gain that long line. So things I like to teach is simply sitting like this, Vajrasana or Virasana, sitting between the heels. Advanced yogis, you're quite comfortable with this, squeezing the thighs together, or simple downward dog. Really, really easy. Take the hands down, tuck the toes under, taking the hips high, chest to thighs, downward dog. So here, your belly is drawing in, so you're activating your core there. Your thighs are active. Your thighs are generally a really strong core for the legs. It wraps through into your glutes, and when you activate, squeeze the glutes together, you're helping with that stabilization in the back. Wrap the shoulders away from the ears and lengthen out the spine. So just take a couple of breaths. If you need it as a counter pose, I would recommend this one. This is the go-to for everything. We love downward dog. It's our foundational pose. And we're ready to come out, knees to the mat, sitting back on the heels.
So I hope that was helpful for you. That is Ustrasana, camel pose, one of the beginner options for back bends that's quite easy to attain. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Any questions, please leave them on the website. Thank you and namaste. I hope to see you next time.